What's up, dudes? It's Jpeasy, and aggressive players are something many players struggle to deal with in their games. Whether it be spawn peaks, runouts, Ashe zerging you down at Mach 5, and now I guess Amaro yeeting herself directly into sight 5 seconds into the round. So let's go over some strategies you can use to reduce the effectiveness of overly aggressive opponents. Each type of aggressive play shares common concepts that causes frustration. Typically, it's the element of surprise. The "oh, he's in" type of situation. Regardless of how it happens, the common concept between the different flavors of aggression will be intel. The "oh" is a reactionary intel that you receive when someone gets destroyed by a rushing operator. Now, intel can come from many different forms. For example, audio via broken barricades, explosions, barbed wire, or footprints. Visuals via cams, shields, mirrors, or face peeking. Or with traps such as Grismots, cap traps, and Legion goo mines. And since Siege's audio is always perfect, since it's a complete shit show at times, we can't rely on it as a solid source of intel, as we should be able to, and therefore we need to have some overlap to keep ourselves in the loop to where the enemy is pushing from. The first strategy relies heavily on exploiting the current meta and incorporates both Jaeger, Wamai, and some shields. Add in Goyo for some exploding goodness, and attackers have to deal with the shields or they'll likely get slapped. Now, I went over exactly what the Steel Wave meta is and how you can deal with it in another video, link to that description. But the point is that the enemy team is planning to go full Shift W, then they're going to have to quickly second guess their decision if they see the shields up in a defensive setup. However, once I determine an enemy team is playing hyper aggressive, the strategy that I find that slows the team down the most effectively is to trap the hell out of the surrounding site and wait for the shenanigans to start. You can pick any one of the trap operators, but a combination of multiple will stop the pushes dead in their tracks. Which trap operator you choose really doesn't matter, but I do find that Legion has the highest success rate in terms of slowing people down, with Kapkan surprisingly doing the most consistent damage to enemy teams. Teams who are hyper aggressive typically do not check for traps and run face first into them, especially if any of those traps are close to sight or near roamers. If those traps happen to be cap traps, the damage that they'll take from them will make any future engagements in that round far, far easier to win. Now, the last for defense is to use cams like Evil Eyes, Valk cams, Yokai's, Bulletproofs, or even default cams to have visual line on rushing enemies. If used in a team environment, meaning you have a teammate watching the other direct entries to site protecting you, then having a person on cams early in a round can easily see when someone is rushing, and then communicate the location, making it easy to pre-fire or simply hold an angle on the incoming attacker. Swapping over to attack, your best tool for thwarting defensive aggression is drones. Drones are a resource to be protected and love. Love your little drone buddy, damn it. He can be the sole source of so many kills and wins. Place them where you'll be entering the map from to look at possible locations for spawn peaks or runouts. If you get spawn peaks, realize it's your own fault. Know it's within your own capabilities to prevent each one. Now, once you scurry your drone into position to get information on the aggressive enemy's location, you have two options. This should kind of be obvious, but I'm going to mention it anyways because some people only remember one of them. Option 1, you peek directly into the line of the waiting defender, challenging their position, reaction time, and their ability to aim. Or option 2, you go around to possibly cut off their rotation back to site or enter the building in another area knowing the position of one of the roamers. Simply having this information of a roamer's position or a spawn peeker's position gives you the freedom to move, knowing that you only have to deal with 4 other defenders. This also gives you an easy way to enter the building without a chance of conflict. So now say you made it successfully into a building, avoiding the locations of planned aggression, or challenged and eliminated one of the spawn peekers. You still have 4 more G-Fuel snorting Jaeger mates waiting for you. And once they learn of your new location, they will swing on you Tokyo Drift style and attempt to take you out while mashing their crouch key like they've been practicing DDR their whole life. So what can you do? Well, the first step is still drone. You always will be in a better situation with a proper intel. Afterwards, you can simply take the fight to them, trying to nullify their peeker's advantage with your own aggression, or use some teamwork and create crossfires with your teammates for the defenders to stumble into, making the engagement at worst a trade. If you want more information about crossfires, there's a separate video on that, link in the description for a video covering that topic. If you're entering solo, you want to focus on your basics. You want to limit your exposure to enemy positions, make sure you have proper crosshair placement so you can reduce the need for crosshair movement. You want to use tight angles and react to enemies crossing your vision. You want to peek into them instead of passively holding. Fundamentally, you want to make sure you're just playing solid and you don't get caught in the open, so you can force and then win 1v1 engagements. Basically, aggressive players feel they can be aggressive only if you let them. The second you slap them down because you're ready for their BS, then the aggression will stop pretty quickly. And if not, you can enjoy the free dub. If they continue to be aggressive, then continue to gather intel and punish them. Spawn peaks, for example, should either be a free kill or just easily avoided. And as long as drones are set up and used, you should never be surprised by a defender's position. On the opposite side, as a defender, you have all the utility in the world to slow down and deny attacker aggression. Set up early, be ready and aware of the push via traps, cams, and visuals, and your success should be high, granted you win your gunfights. This is a topic I've been asked quite a bit on stream and as well as in the comments. So if you'd like a specific topic for me to cover, either drop a comment or visit me on stream. And as always, my name is Jpeasy. Take it easy.